Hey guys, Ray at Sahara Coins. We've had a few customers reach out to us about holders. And when I say holders, I'm talking about like your flips, right? The things you're going to store your coins in, put them away in your safe, whatever the case may be. So there's a lot of options when it comes to coin storage, and we totally understand that. Now, one of the things that happens with coin storage and flip choice is if you're looking at flips, a lot of the time, say you go to a coin show or you swing by a dealer real quick, you may buy a coin, you get it in a holder, and you can feel it's really soft, kind of a nice feeling holder, right? The problem is a lot of those holders that feel very soft like that, they have what's called PVC. Well, the PVC actually leaches from them over time. Really, in the amount of time prior to it leaching can vary. Can vary on where they're stored, how much moisture, what are the elements that holder is, stored in. So that can kind of affect the coin. Now, when I say PVC leaching, what you're going to find, I'll put some photos here for you to take a look at, is that PVC damage is a very common thing with coins. So you're going to see like a green, almost like sludge look. It's kind of sticky. And a lot of old school holders actually used to have them with the slides. As a matter of fact, I think I might have one right here. So this is an old gaming token album, right? So back in this is probably from, I'd say, the 70s, mid 70s. They would put these albums together just like this. So these plastic pages had these slide ins, right, that would go in them. And when you pull those out, a lot of the time you'll take the coin out and there's going to be a ring left on the plastic. It's kind of a weird, it'll be yellow or green. It'll have kind of a discoloration. That's actually from the plastic. It's reacting with the metal, and it can start to etch the metal. It'll etch the coin. So you can go ahead and like remove it. There's ways to do that. But most of the time they're left with damage. So the problem is then you send them in to say PCGS and GC, and they're going to send them back, and it's going to come back in a details holder with PVC residue, PVC damage. And that's a problem, right? If you have a mint state coin that comes back damaged, you don't have a mint state coin anymore. So anyways, what we wanted to talk about is just kind of options, right? You have lots of options when it comes to holders. So you're going to find a lot of holders that'll say they're archival. Now, a lot of the time with archival, it's used on multiple different flips. So I have two examples I'm going to show you. So these are called uPVC, unplasticized. So basically what that means is that, yes, these still have a little bit of flex to them. Excuse me, without breaking, but they're not quite as soft as some of the older ones that you would see that leach PVC. Now, these unplasticized, they are obviously made of PVC, but the thing is that polyvinyl chloride, when it's not plasticized, is exactly what it sounds like, right? When you go to the Home Depot, Lowe's, you go buy that PVC piping, the hard pipe, obviously that's not flexing, right? So it's kind of a similar situation. It doesn't have as much of the chemical that's added into it to make it softer, rubbery, flexible. So that chemical is what causes the leaching of the PVC onto the coins. Now, this holder, this is called uPVC. These are actually by Guardhouse is who these ones are through. We use these in store for storage of coins in the case, right? Whether it be gold coins, silver coins, or whatnot. We put these out. They do say they're archival. To be completely honest with you, if you want the best option when it comes to being archival, I still wouldn't vote for these. These aren't bad. These are great. You can put these away for a very long time. You won't have any PVC problems. Where the issue, or not the issue, but where the solution to me comes in is when you can look at these other holders. So these are going to be Mylar. These are very brittle as far as, they don't flex like the other ones do. And what happens with these is you can split over time. Like if I twist this one, there it goes, it ripped. So you could probably see there how it flexed and it's cracked, and you can rip this holder just like that. So it's not flexible, but it is not going to leach onto your coins. These here are what would be really considered an archival holder. So you can put these away for an indefinite period of time, and you're not going to have an issue with chemicals leaching off of these onto your coins. So these are what we actually send coins out to grading in. Customer brings in coins, we're going to send them off for them. They go in these. We're not going to take a chance with any coins being damaged or getting anything on them that was not on them when they were brought in. But this is going to be a very, very good archival option. So you have the same thing can be said for currency holders, guys. Don't neglect your currency, right? Even though it's paper, you can still have issues with the chemicals in your holders. So for us, similar thing. We like to use these the guardhouse holders. These ones in particular, same thing. Unplasticized vinyl, uPVC. So never had any issues with these, knock on wood, right? So these here, they tell you they're free of oils, free of plasticizers. So that's going to be that chemical that we discussed that does tend to leach and get out onto coins and currency. Now, when it comes to PVC, the reason it leaches, and like I mentioned, the how you have things stored makes a big difference. So with exposure to moisture, it leads to a formation of hydrochloric acid, which then permanently damages your coins and currency, especially if it's left untreated. We don't really like having to treat coins, guys. I mean, that's with anything, right? Like nobody wants to have to do anything to try to manipulate the surface of a coin. You really run the risk of damaging the coin and losing value. So first things first, just store them correctly the first time. You may pay a few extra dollars to buy a pack of holders instead of the cheaper holder, but it's going to save you money in the long run because you're going to keep your collection safe. So again, holders are super important. Definitely put some thought into that when you're going to store all your coins, your currency. If you have any questions about holders, feel free to reach out to us. You can send us an email at service@saharacoins.net, or you can give us a call at 702-367-4360. We'll answer any and all questions that you might have about holders. And Anthony, thank you for hitting us up about holders. You kind of gave me the idea to talk about this. It is important, things like this when it comes to collecting and taking the first step and keeping your collection safe. Totally worth doing, guys. So again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, guys. We do have some giveaways specific to our YouTube channel that we're going to be doing. So make sure you are following us and subscribe to the channel and click that bell so you make sure you get a notification when we post those videos. Again, guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. See you next time.